motherfucking Pokemon turned into a survival horror game. I love just random ass alternate universe versions of things that we've come to know over the years and pretty much are integrated into our everyday lives and are part of, like, you know, culture in general. Well, Pokemon is one of those things. Many of us grew up on Pokemon, absolutely love it and adore it. Hell, many of you watching may have also grown up on it and played it, played Pokemon Snap, played all the offshoot games like the Rumble games and stuff like that, and the Steam games, and all the other happy horseshit that some of you might be watching, but like, I don't even give two fucks about Pokemon. But this might interest you. Just imagine, for sake of argument, we know that damn fucking well this won't happen, but just imagine if Pokemon became a survival horror game. And I'm talking like filled to the absolute brim and boiling over with nothing but blood, guts, entrails, bone shrapnel, and just everything, okay? I just want to see everything poured right out onto a silver platter for some random fucking cannibal to go and eat up. Nom nom nom. Yes, so that very idea, it does it. It tickles me. So I started imagining, okay, I'm just going to throw out all these little random ass ideas. So you're running around in third person, okay? So you're running around, shit, it's dark all the fucking time. There is no daytime within this Pokemon universe. It's just, it's daytime, it's nighttime all the time. I'm getting fucking confused here. Day and night? My god, that's confusing. So nighttime, and you know, it's just fucking dark and brooding and scary. Fucking throw in some fog, make it all Silent Hill-ish. So you're running around, and then all of a sudden, just, like, horrific versions of fucking Pokemon start jumping at you. So, you know, you gotta actually go and fight them with your one Pokemon that you have and go and capture them and everything. But I think it'd be cool, like, if your Pokemon was out with you all the time. Kind of like, you know, a little companion and everything. Like, you know, in the older Fallout games, and, I don't know, maybe, like, Haunting Grounds, some shit like that. You know, you have your little Pokemon companion with you at all time. You can only have one out at a time, but you can go and swap them out and shit like that. So you're going and fighting, and you know how on, like, the Pokemon anime, you'll see, like, entire colonies of Pokemon, like, up in trees and shit, or, like, in ocean, just swimming around and stuff like that. That's what I think would be cool, is you're running around, all of a sudden, there's just a big clusterfuck of them. Like, you see the woods and a bunch of eyes just start, like, glowing and shit, and you're just like, oh, that is definitely not good. Wait, what is that? No! And you just fucking book it and you start running and everything. But I like the idea that if, beyond the fact that, you know, it's you and your Pokemon, that you yourself could actually battle the Pokemon. You know, you level up and everything, because, you know, before it's like, well, look how many badges I have from whooping everybody's shit, and it's like, oh, that's cool and all, but now you can actually level up along with your Pokemon, and that would be something really badass, but I think about how fucking insane it would be just to see, like, Pokemon going and attacking people in town, and there are certain Pokemon that will go and align themselves with human beings, and there's others that are just hell-bent on the absolute destruction of humanity, and that makes me happy, and especially when you think about, like, the uber-legendary Pokemons that, you know, most people are like, oh man, those would be the best ones to capture ever. Well, those are the ones that are absolutely hell-bent on the fucking destruction of anybody that is walking upright and looks like this. Well, not just like me, there's plenty of people that don't look like me, so it'd be awful if they were just, like, going after me. I would hate that. Like, go after guys that look like that fucking metalhead over there, get them. But every time I was watching the show, I just always thought, man, you know, those trainers, that everybody's fighting, especially, like, the dickhead ones, I just have my Pokemon attack them. I'm like, oh, fuck this. I'm not gonna wait for you to go and blow out your dumb little Pokeball and be like, let's get into a battle. I'm like, Thunderbolt, right in eye socket. And it's like, oh, that's not good. And they just fall over, dead as shit. Well, just imagine now, like, they're hunting you down. You know, usually it's like, okay, gonna go into tall grass, I'm gonna go and find some new Pokemon, and it's like, no! Fuck! Not tall grass! No! Like, tall grass is the scariest thing ever, because it's like, okay, you're right here, you're at point A, you need to get to point B. You know what's in between you? Tall grass. And normally you're just like, alright, I'll just hurry through, but then all of a sudden, like, fucking ground-type Pokemon start digging up from the ground, coming to grab you. There's fucking little grass-type Pokemon that are hiding in there on the blades of grass and stuff, using, like, some kind of chameleon transformation that you can't fucking see them. Ones that are swooping down from the sky, they were hiding behind clouds and shit. Just everything bad, everything no, everything wrong, just no. I do. I think about this, I'm just like, I like this idea quite a bit. I love the idea of survival horror being implemented into anything and everything that normally is supposed to be kid-friendly and family-friendly. And this is like a perfect contender for that, because we all know that Pokemon is something that anybody can go and pick up and anybody can play and anybody can enjoy and everybody can go and fucking battle and blah 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 blah. You know, that's all fine and good. But I want to see this shit like be serious business, like I mean absolutely like bloody fucking gore. Now, there's tons of pictures I found online. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna post a random assortment of pictures that I found online that are, you know, it's Pokemon, but much more serious, much scarier. Fucking, just, if you saw this stuff, you would shit your pants. And then your shit would shit itself, and your shit's shit would shit itself, because it's kind of fucking freaky to think that something, you know, you see in the cute Pokemon form, you know, you take into a battle and whatnot and everything, but then to see a realistic version of it, and now it's like in horror mode, and it's just like, oh no, not horror mode, like, oh, taking some wiener to the mouth, but I'm talking like horror, H-O-R-R-O-R, okay? I think about that, I'm just like, oh my god. Just think about like a move like Dream Eater. Well, now it's just like some Nightmare on Elm Street shit. Just fucking go and apply that. And it's like, no! And I think about all that stuff. Like, we could toss in fatalities to this shit. Because, you know, in the world of Pokemon, it's always like, they're knocked out. Take them to the Pokemon Center and get them back into fighting shape, into the magic machine that just goes and has a little jingle and all of a sudden they're A-okay. I say there's something fucked up about that. Like, the Pokeballs are actually being sucked off into some other thing, and they replace it with different Pokemons. They're actually just dead, but they want to tell you it's KO. That'd be fucked up. But anyhow, all random theories aside about Pokemon, like some crazy fucking lunatic, like a Pokemaniac. And you fight Pokemaniacs in that. Anyway, but just imagine, like, oh, or how about this, okay? Imagine a Pokemon serial killer. Like, a serial killer Pokemon that just runs around. Something like, okay, Meowth. Meowth could go and talk and walk and hang out with humans and everything, and that's pretty cool. But just imagine, like, one that is self-aware and that can talk and knows exactly what it's doing. And it's going around just annihilating the shit out of people. You know, you have the legendary Pokemon that you're trying to track down. Well, there's like a serial killer Pokemon that's, like, out to get everybody, including you. And I think it'd be cool. And just imagine, like, everybody that does die, it does affect the world in some kind of way. So that'd be... Damn, see, all the ideas just come flooding forward, and it's like, huh, that'd be kind of fucked up. Now, I completely understand people like, I would never want that to happen, don't mess with the Pokemon universe, that's too extreme. But I'm just talking about for fun, for shits and giggles, something that's like non-canon, just off in fucking left field somewhere, for the hell of it, okay? Hell, I've always fancied the idea of a bunch of Nintendo franchises just having, like, alternate versions that are mature rated for whatever reason. They don't have to affect the main series, doesn't have to change or anything, but just for shits and giggles, like a one-time only, let's toss this out there for fun. It would be fucking cool, it really would be. Just to at least try. I would like it at least. Quite a bit. And then Pokemon Fatalities. Ooh, that'd be cool. So yeah, I think about that. Or ghost-type Pokemon. Can you imagine how fucking scary it would be to go into, like, little ghost tower and shit? Like, I think about Fatal Frame, you know, because it's, like, all paranormal activity and everything. And just imagine going to the ghost-type Pokemon, running into them. That'd be fucking horrible. You're just walking around like, okay, I cannot shit myself. I was talking about shitting itself, but this would be, no, fuck! And just absolutely awful. Hell, they could even give you the camera like they do in Fatal Frame. You have to go and take pictures, go and damage them. So it'd be like a Fatal Frame minigame within the Pokemon universe. After all, Nintendo does have something to do with Fatal Frame 4, so, you know, something like that could possibly happen. You know, if this would ever happen, the 0.001% fucking chance that this could ever even occur, just, and we know it can't, but still. It doesn't mean that we can't fucking dream about something like this. So, yeah, I thought about this, but what do you think of a mature-rated Pokemon game? What kind of random ideas? I just spouted off a couple random ones that came to mind. There's tons more shit that I could think of, but this is all just off the top of my head, so I didn't, like, write this shit down. I was just like, a mature-rated Pokemon game. I have to fucking talk about this. This would be fucking awesome. So yeah, what kind of things would you want to see? Assuming that you are, you know, very much into the idea of a mature-rated Pokemon game that's all about survival horror and everything, what kind of things would you want to see implemented into it? What kind of worlds would you want to see? What kind of, like, dynamic change, like, there has to be some stuff that people have thought about. Some real fucked up stuff, but, you know, would never happen just because it would bump up the fucking rating on it, like, to the point that nobody could play it, like, adults only. Oh my god, that's a Pokemon game? Holy shit! So yeah, go and talk about whatever you want when it comes to this. Whether you like the idea or you don't like the idea, it doesn't matter because you all have opinions in a comment box that you can do it in! Or make a video response talking about everything if you want to do it in greater detail, just because YouTube will just allow you to type so many characters and all of a sudden it's like, okay, and continued from before, allow me to, and continued again, and blah 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 blah. So yeah, that can get annoying very much so. Unless you don't have a camera, then that's going to be the only way that you can really say anything. Unless you don't give a shit at all, then I don't even know why you're watching this. That's just silly. Blah, 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 blah. Craziness. Anyhow, so I will end this like I always do. Nerds, nerdettes, and gamers, game the fuck on! I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was! To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause! I will travel across the land, searching far and wide! To teach Pokemon to understand the motherfucking power that's inside! Pokemon. Anyhow, so all the death metal Pokemon vocals aside, yep, that's how it would have to go down too, by the way. If they were gonna have like an intro theme song, it would have to be pure, brutal fucking death metal, because, well, quite frankly, that's the way that I would do it, you know. And it would also be extra violent and gory and everything, and that would make me very pleased, super happy. Little Pokemon games over there, and there's one over there, Pokemon Emerald. See, look. Yeah. Gotta love that shit. So anyhow, Pokemon, a brutal version of Pokemon, oh, that would make me so happy. Death metal Pokemon, that fucking make me happier. So anyhow, I just wanted to go and talk about that. I know somebody out there has to be at least somewhat kind of interested in this concept, even if you're not. It just, you know, it's whatever. Anyhow, thank you a whole bunch for watching. Super appreciate it. So, I'm out of here. Later. And gone.